Hi there, it's Chad Nicely, and on today's show, we're going to dive into email marketing. Now, you've probably heard me say several times throughout the years that your email list is your greatest asset in your business. But the problem is most people don't see an email list as a real business. Once guilty as charged. Now, you may think that you have to have a ton of money to build a list, or you have to be a big guru. You have to go out there and create and launch your own products, or perhaps you have to put yourself on video just like I'm doing. Well, we're going to squash all of those objections. We're going to simplify this whole process for you. We're going to show you the exact foundation you need to have in place. We're going to discuss the follow-up. We're going to show you how this is actually not email marketing, but it's relationship marketing. So you're going to learn what you need to do to build a relationship with that subscriber so that now you can start making money from your list. We're going to do all of that on today's show, and we're going to have a live giveaway where my guest is going to be giving away 3 copies of his new course. We're also going to give you a free ebook that you can download tonight so that you can start building your list, and we're going to tell you how you can receive MemberHub when you purchase this opportunity. Now, my special guest is Jimmy Kim. He's been my mentor for the past 10 years, especially when it comes to email marketing. It was about 10 years ago I bought a course that he and his partner released, and it was then that I actually started building a list myself, which the rest is history. Changed everything for me. So Jimmy's going to tell you all of those things, everything you want to know about email marketing on the Entrepreneur Live show. So if you're ready, let's do it. There he is, Jimmy Kim. What's happening, Jimmy?
Hey, man. How you doing? I'm doing great, man. I'm just down here working. As you can see, I'm at my home office, and I'm just cranking away right now.
Yeah, I see some of the boom lights and stuff in back of you and cameras and working, man.
Yep. I've got like a full studio back here and some lights and all that good stuff here. Just because I'm kind of a camera geek and like lighting and all that stuff when it comes down to it. Just learning this stuff this past year and been really enjoying it. It's become a little hobby of mine. So you can even see on the walls, the sound walls and everything. I've got like 0 echo in this room and so forth.
It makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it? Especially for branding.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about looking good, right? I mean, it doesn't really actually add to conversions or anything, but it just looks good, right? I mean, that's really what it is. It's an ego thing, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah. It's fun. It's something that I like to do.
Yeah, so where exactly is home, Jimmy? Where's home now? Like, I knew when you were in Vegas. You're not in Vegas no more.
I bounced around everywhere. Home now is San Diego, but I'm actually originally from Washington, D.C. area. I'm actually born in Korea, moved over here when I was a year old, and then I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area from the age of 1 year old, to about 28, 29 years old, and I lived there. And one day I decided that I no longer wanted to be in the East Coast, was tired of the cold weather, tired of the environment there, and I just jumped west. And that's when I jumped over to Vegas, and I lived in Vegas for a little bit, then I lived in LA for a little bit, and now I'm in San Diego, and I bought a home here in San Diego, so now I'm kind of stuck. So yeah, I'm here for now.
Done deal. You're not going anywhere.
Nah, I'm good. I've got a pool, a house, everything I want, some dogs. I'm good. I'm good here in the weather. I mean, it's November 8th, and it's like 80 degrees outside today, so what am I going to complain about? There's nothing to complain about.
Dude, 80 degrees. We're like negative 20 here. It's freezing. So San Diego, man, that's like a connected spot. I mean, they got the events happening all, it's not as big as Vegas as far as IM events and stuff like that, but we got a lot of events happening out there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's all sorts of events that happen all the time, which is actually really nice because everything happens kind of in my backyard, and I can just drive there. I can avoid hotels, avoid travel, which has been great. Right. I can say in any given month there's probably at least one event of some sort going on in this town, and it's actually really nice for networking. I just drive on down, say hi, talk to them for a few minutes, and then leave, and I don't have to be stalked at the bar or like run around or anything. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, cool. Oh, I love California, man. Absolutely love it. But, my girls keep me here. That's probably where I would be too. So I got to thank you too, because, You know, I was getting ready to jump ship and go move to the hot weather in Vegas and take on the dry heat and everything. And we were actually looking at, we couldn't find a home that fit us for what we wanted to do. So we were actually looking to get a condo on top of the area or whatever that was. And didn't happen that way, man. You kind of talked me out of it. So I'm kind of feeling like that was probably a good decision, you know?
I think so too. I think Vegas is just great to go visit and just have fun, but it's not. I mean, I own a business out there, and I still don't live out there because I refuse to live out there after doing it. It's just not a great personable town. It's just fun. It's really literally going in there and having fun, and it's really distracting when you're there too as well. That's my biggest concern.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. So everybody's like, okay, Chad, come on, get to the point. All right. I know who Jimmy is. That's cool. So, dude, no secret, you are like the email king. The stuff that you have done in email is just unbelievable to me. And before we start this, anybody that's watching this video, go get you a tablet. I've got my tablet. I've got my pen. I'm ready to take notes because I know that Jimmy is just going to give us some real gems on this interview. And how do I know this? Because we actually did this interview last night. We're having to redo it because we had some sound issues, some technical issues. So we wanted to get it perfect for you guys. But let me just say this, and I want to be humble. And you probably, well, now you know because I told you last night, Jimmy, but it was actually about 10 years ago that I went and bought a course that you and your partner put out. And that was my first attempt at building a list. Like I'd been doing the business, but I had failed to build a list. And it was that course that kind of turned my life around. Because a lot of people have heard me say this, that your list is definitely your greatest asset in your business. And I'm sure you would agree. But I think it's important. I know a lot of people probably know why you want to have an email list and how to get started. But there's probably a lot of people that are watching this going, well, I don't exactly understand email marketing and what an email list is. So can we kind of explain that before we really get into this?
Sure, absolutely. So, I mean, the basics of an email list are very simple, and I mean it's when it comes down to that you understand that an email list is basically a list of people that are interested in something that you have to tell them. Though it be a newsletter, a book, or something like that you're giving away to get them, right? So the best way I can explain what an email list and how it developed, I think we had talked about this yesterday as well. Basically, the biggest thing about an email list, a lot of people don't understand, it really needs to be a core. In this digital age that we're living in right now, we've got to think about what the number one way to communicate with a person is. We can talk about social media, we can talk about all the other different avenues that are out there, but at the end of the day, I always think about this. When I wake up in the morning, I check my email. When I go to sleep at night, I check my email. And when I go like this, I mean my phone. I mean, that's the thing that you do is you're always constantly checking email because it is the form of communication right now. Yes, social media is out there and it's available. And I'm not saying that social media is a bad thing. I'm just merely saying that email is that core business that a lot of people don't think about when it comes to online marketing, especially those. I mean, there's a lot of noise out there. I mean, we both know that. And there's like things like video programs and there's softwares. There's all sorts of different ways to start your own online business, but the one thing that it always leads back to, no matter what it is email. And we were talking about this yesterday, Chad. You know, most of your members that actually see this video were driven to this video through an email, right?
Correct.
You are doing real email marketing in your business every day, and that's what we always talk about. It's always funny that people are so afraid of email when they are driven through email marketing and all the different avenues that they go on. And I'm not saying if you see us on Facebook right now, that's great. You're going to be on Facebook. So you're probably going to end up on someone's email list, or you are on an email list, and you're getting emails every day from somebody who's trying to market you something. So let's do this first, Chad. Let's get your people understanding what an email marketing list is. Let's do this. I'm going to flip on one of my screens here, and it's a really simple notepad. Let me find it real quick. All right, perfect. I'm going to show it right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we see your screen.
All right, cool, awesome. Well, look, I'm going to show you the screen. I'm going to draw you some ugly pictures, but I really want you to understand the representation of what I'm trying to share here. And I'm going to turn over to my right screen here, so my face is going to be attention over here. But here's the thing, all right? So I'm going to draw some pictures here, and this is going to be, oops, let me use a better font so you guys can actually see it. Color-wise, let's pick.
Are you using Paint?
I am using Paint because that's as good as I get when it comes to graphics. This is why I have a graphic person. I don't know any further than this, all right? So this is your, I'm going to call this, I'm going to draw some diagrams here and write them in here, okay? because this is how I'm good at my work. This is your one-page website, and I can't see that because wrong color. All right, and let me make that bigger so people can actually see it. All right, that's your one-page website. I'm just representing that in a box, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and now we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna draw arrows, and I'm gonna explain how this all works and how simple it really is when it comes down to this setup. And people just overthink the whole setup and the situation when they come down to it. And I'm gonna draw some circles and squares here because it's easier this way. I'm gonna draw this for you right now, and I'm gonna draw you basically the method in which everything works. Okay.
Okay.
Oops.
I like this. Most people have like the mind mapping tools and bubbles, and you're using paint.
I don't have any bubbles. I keep it real. This is how we all entrepreneurs. We don't have time for all that high end stuff, you know.
Stick figures.
All right. All right. We're gonna explain this here in the best way that I know how to do it and teach you guys.
Yeah, and if you are familiar with what an email list is, just hang in there. We just want to make sure everybody is clear before we continue, because we're definitely going to give you some amazing information that you'll be able to increase your business and what you're doing with your list.
All right, and then this is going to be the money. All right. So we're going to talk about what I just drew here, this really beautiful drawing that I drew here. So if you look at this diagram, and I've simplified it fully and clearly. I'm not saying this is exactly perfect, but I've simplified this to the T because I want to just kind of get you to understand what it is. A lot of people are sitting here, and they understand what traffic is, right? And they understand what the money is, right? And some of them will understand what this website thing is, but the email list is the one component that ties everything together. The reason why I drew it like this is because I want you to understand that there's that email marketing list, that component that ties each other thing. So here's the traffic, right? You guys all know what traffic is. It's visitors. It's people who are visiting your website. Yep. A one-page website is like an opt-in page, a landing page. I'll show you some examples a little bit later of what a landing page is. I use them in my business. Chad uses them in his business. Everybody uses them in business. It's a giveaway, something for free, information, whatever it may be, and it asks for a call to action. Put your email address in and go ahead and opt in, right?
Yes.
What happens at this point is this part right here, and that's the part that everybody doesn't really understand, is what you do is when they go into that little circle. That circle has so many elements behind it. A, it's got your email list, and they're putting into an automated email list, right? They're putting into a system. 2, they're going into an autoresponder most likely. An autoresponder is a follow-up message system, basically. Right. Over time, they're sending emails about something or a certain thing, right? And then 3, they have now the ability to get contacted. Now, there's 2 money patterns here because one's automated and one's a manual campaign. That's what I like to talk about. There's always 2 ways to make that money.
Right.
But you are given multiple avenues of money when it comes to it, and these are laser-targeted traffic that you're buying. Think about it. If you sit there and you have somebody who came through this funnel, let me just change this color real quick to Ye Black right here. Someone who came through this funnel and basically had traffic and they came to your page here, right? They are really interested in whatever you have to talk about on this page, enough that they gave you their email address to put there on their email list. So when you have that email list, that thing can go anywhere, right? When you're pointing it at this or that or anything else you're pointing at, your blog or any other place you're doing, right. The coolest thing is this is the true laser target traffic that no one really talks about. This is the laser targeted traffic. This is the laser targeted information. This is how you can really make money. This is how 95% of internet marketers make money. This is the way that anybody, commerce, e-commerce, or it doesn't matter if you're a video marketer or anything. I mean, let's look at even video marketing. If you put videos on YouTube, you use YouTube. Believe it or not, half your views come from when YouTube sends that email out to your subscribers that you've just put out a new channel. A new video on your channel. Believe it or not, that's really it. I know some really big YouTube marketers that have hundreds of thousands of people on their channel. They say the moment that YouTube drops that email to your subscribers saying, hey, Jimmy just dropped a new video on his thing, that's when you get all your views, not when you first put it out there, because no one actually pays attention. There's too much noise to do that.
Yeah.
Right? This
Correct.
is targeted traffic. That's what we talk about. So this diagram, not saying that this is the perfect diagram right now, but this is the representation of why email marketing is the greatest thing that you need to have in your business. It's really something that ties you together. It ties all your businesses together.
So looking at this, here's the thing. You talk about all the noise and everything. Marketers, people have made this whole thing too damn complicated. It's not that complicated. Look at the screen here, right? And when you start talking about retargeting and all the video tools and everything you have to have, no, this is the core components you have to have. So this is what we're going to get into on this show today, right, Jimmy?
Yep, that's it. This is the core components. That's exactly it. It's just a couple steps, and that's it. Once you've got these steps down, you can just rinse and repeat. I know people, we're talking about this, Chad. I know people that have 7-figure businesses that are related just to this little simple funnel that I just drew on the page. That's it. Nothing more complicated, no crazy softwares. Literally buying traffic, putting them through their one-page website, and putting them through a funnel or through their funnel on their email list, autoresponders and their thank you pages and so forth, and their affiliate programs, and making sure you don't need a product, you don't need anything special. It's really just pushing it together and getting it through that funnel. And that's what the important part is. People don't get that, and that's what you always have to think about. So
okay. So we're going to dive into this, but before we do, I want you guys to know that we're going to do a live giveaway tonight, Jimmy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got it up on my screen. Let's switch that right now.
We don't have to do that right now.
Let's do our first giveaway.
We don't have to. You want to do that right now?
Let's do it right now. Let's get him pumped up. They've already watched it 15 minutes in. Let's get him pumped up.
All right, so you gotta do the whole the radio voice, right?
Oh yeah, I've got a radio voice for it. I perfected it yesterday. I figured this is what I imagined when it is. So before I say this is what I'm giving away, there's no surprise that I've got a course launching. If you've been in the internet marketing space, you probably know that. You've heard of me, you've heard of my face possibly, and you know that I have a course coming out. It's called Build My List. It's called 2.0, but it's not 2.0. It's just 2.0 because we're rebranding it as far as the material and all that stuff. We've got actually some really cool fun news about MemberHub and all that stuff that we've got in here that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But what I'm going to be giving away here is 2.0. That's basically what we had for 1.0, revamp, better, more automation, etc. So you're going to get access to it. So let's go into that, and we'll talk about more of what you actually won, whoever the winner is, in a little bit, all right?
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do the radio voice. Ready?
All right. So this is our first winner
live giveaway.
Build My List 2.0, right?
Yes, Build My List 2.0. Okay, so the next live giveaway winner for Build My List 2.0 is... Rosalie, wait, come on down.
Rosalie, congratulations to you. You just won a copy of Build My List. So they don't even know what Build My List is yet,
They
Jimmy.
don't. We're not even going to talk about it right now. We're going to first talk about understanding email, but I just thought it was so fun to give stuff away that I wanted to do it. I'm not going to lie. It's really fun to press that button. I'd do that over and over again.
Yeah, I think the only reason people come on the show is to hit that big red button.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time there. I mean, all that noise and sound that goes on, it's like what you really want to do. It's like I feel like I'm doing like The Price is Right just for like a minute.
Yeah.
Just get in there.
Okay, so all I was going to do was say that we were going to have the live giveaway. We've also got a free ebook for you that we're going to give you on the show that you can you can start diving into it. You can start building your list. We're also going to tell you about MemberHub and how you're going to have the opportunity to have our brand new membership platform that's going to just kick everybody's ass. You guys are going to love that. And again, get you a tablet. And you're going to want to take some really good notes because I'm going to pick Jimmy's brain here because I'm going to be honest with you guys. Email marketing is also something that I struggle with. Like I got the main components down. I got the foundation in place, but I'm leaving so much money on the table because there's things that I don't understand. And you're going to hear Jimmy say that, you got to start treating email marketing as a business. Your email list is a business. And like I said a minute ago, this is something that I've really struggled with. So hopefully you don't mind, Jimmy. I'm just going to take it all out of you, man. Just pick your brain here. Is that cool?
All right, let's do it. Let's give these people lots of information about everything, things that'll go over their head, and that's okay. That's where it's supposed to go sometimes. And you gotta come back, and one day it'll click. Oh, that's what that Chad and Jimmy were talking about when it clicks
Yeah.
that one day, right? That's
Yeah.
what it's all about. It's all about clicking, and that's important.
Yeah. So, first of all, like you mentioned a minute ago, it's important to note that you guys are probably watching this interview right now because you clicked a link in an email, right? So, there's things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about building value. We're going to talk about the follow up. We're going to talk about the right offers to have in place so that you can make money from your list. What do you think is the biggest thing that people struggle with when it comes to email marketing, Jimmy? Let's tackle that.
The biggest thing that I find that people struggle, I find it's three elements, right? There's three different multiple elements that I always find are the biggest things that they struggle on, okay? The first element really is the actual building of the email list. I'm talking about the software, the automation, the basic stuff around it, right? People go, oh my God, that sounds so scary, that sounds crazy. In reality, it's just a few clicks of a mouse and typing in some things. I mean, people get flustered when they say put your email address in that you want to send your email from. And it really isn't that confusing, but people get and build up in confusion. And I think it comes really with mindset because they've always been given these, this challenge of everything they're doing doesn't actually bring results, and they realize that, oh, this might not do it, so they bring the mindset into the game there. But that's the first thing. The second thing that I always find is finding programs and having your autoresponder. So this is relationship building, how to make the actual money with the email list, right? That's the second thing that I always talk about as a big component of it. How do you find it? What's the way to angle it? And what's the relationship marketing or money marketing? Those are the two things I talk about, how you do it. And then the third part is traffic. That's obviously the biggest thing, right? You guys all know traffic is the lifeblood of any online company. It doesn't matter if it's this company or that company. Without traffic or visitors, right? That's what we always call traffic. Visitors, you're never going to make a penny online. It doesn't matter what you're doing online. Unless you're doing something illegal, traffic is important. You've got to get traffic. So that's like the number one thing for me when it comes out of those three things. But those three components are what makes email marketing such a powerful component, because once you learn all three components, you'll never be stuck again. You can always have a business, and we talked about this, Chad, yesterday as well. You know, email marketing, it doesn't matter what happens to your business. If you get Google slapped, all your websites get shut down, everything goes to crap. As long as you have your email list, your people, you will always have a business that you can come back to in moments.
Yeah, and do me a favor, come off your screen for a minute. Just let's go you and me for a minute until we're ready to show some stuff.
Oh,
I know you got a lot to show. So can I just kind of touch on that a little bit? Because
sure, go ahead.
That's a sore spot, man. Like, I have been in positions where I've had Facebook accounts shut down. I've had merchant accounts shut down. Back in 2010, I had like 2,000 ranking keywords for my site, doing over $1,000 a day, ranked number 43 for Make Money Online. Like, life was good. And then, Google goes and announces Panda, Penguin, whatever, and slapped in the face, lose all my income, right? Like, things were bad. And if I did not have my email list, I would not have been able to make my house payment, wouldn't have been my car payments, couldn't buy groceries. Like, my email list has been my greatest asset in my business, and it's something that I have not taken care of. And after we got off the interview last night, this is the second interview, I actually went and sat down and talked to Michelle. I said, he's right. Like, the one thing that resonated with me so well throughout this interview was you need to treat your email list as a business. And Jimmy, there's been so many times where I have not even contacted my email list in, say, like a month. And she said to me, she goes, well, based on what you're saying, if your email list was your business, what would happen if you didn't mess with your business for a month, right? You'd be in debt to the IRS. You couldn't pay your bills. They'd shut the power off, right? It requires attention. You agree?
Yep, absolutely. I'm really with you right there. It's, email marketing is, email list is a real business, and people don't take it seriously. I mean, Chad, you're a prime example of it when it comes down to when you do email, you make a lot of money when you do email, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. But when you don't email, yeah, exactly. And when you don't email, you don't. I mean, these people are loyal to you. Like, the people who are listening to this interview right now, they're going to get emailed this interview. They're listening to it right now going, where has Chad been for the last month and a half? But
Correct.
You know what? He always brings back great content, right?
Correct.
So email marketing, to me, is like more than ever something that you need to put time and energy into. But once you can get it down, it really doesn't take a lot of your time up. You know, a lot of your time up, because I always talk about this, because once you really get the core focus of what you're going to be doing in your email list, you gotta go in there and build a relationship with these people, right? There's a lot of noise. Everybody is into email. No one writes papers. No one reads the newspaper. Everyone's online. It's all digital nowadays. And there's always two types of marketing that you can do. And I always talk about this as an email marketing business. There's obviously the money marketing, which is all you're doing is pounding and turning and trying to make the buck out of the business. And then there's a relationship where you can build a long-term sustainable business. That's what you've done, Chad. And we talk about this. And I know where you're going to go with this. You're going to talk about the cookies and all that stuff in a second.
Not yet.
Here, but
not yet.
Huh?
Not going with the cookies yet.
Okay. So when it comes down to it, though, we're talking about just basically the fact that something that you have that's so valuable, where they say even an email, just having an email on your thing, on your list is worth $1 per email address. So let's just do the math there. What if you can get 5,000 people on your email list? What does that mean? That means you can have $5,000 a month. 10,000? 20,000? I mean, the numbers go up. You guys hear these astronomical numbers from marketers saying, oh, I make $1.5 million a year, $2.5 million a year, etc. Guess what? They're all email marketers in the end of the day. They're all the big names you hear out there, all the noise and the biggest names that you've heard out there in the market. They all have email lists. That's really what it comes down to. And they're big email lists. I'm talking they've got hundreds of thousands of people on their email list, and that's why they make their money online. Not because they go out there and do video marketing or they go out there and do all this stuff. Now, there are exceptions. I'm going to take that back. There are exceptions to that rule, but the majority of them, I'm talking the 95% of them, are all doing email marketing to make that money.
Correct.
All they're doing is that 5% to make the rest of the money.
Correct. But hold on, and I know you're going to share some screenshots here in a little bit. Do you have to be a big marketer to make money with your list?
Absolutely not. You know, email marketing there. Okay, so I always go back and say I want to talk about the prime examples of the biggest marketers out there, right, are all doing the same thing. But the reality is there's so many little guys out there, tons of little guys out there that do so many things. There wouldn't be so many large companies out there that all relate on email marketing if it wasn't for the fact that there were all these little guys with little lists. I'm talking like 1,000 or 2,000 lists. They say that average American makes like $24,000 a year, right? That would mean that's 12 months, $2,000 a month. That's only a 2,000 email list that you need in order to have $24,000 a month. That's just the math right there. If you know what you're doing and you're doing it correctly, you need 2,000 people on your email list to make $24,000 a year. And that's really what it comes down to. But little guys can absolutely do it. I've got proof. I've got real people that have done it under my wing that I'm always proud of to listen to talk about it. So I'll let you get back to it. I know where you're going with this.
So, well, no, I'm not going there yet, because what I want to do, I know there's also a lot of people that have attempted to do something like this in the past, and I think where a lot of people set themselves up for failure, and I know I've done this. Like, I know for a fact, Jimmy, you've been definitely one of the only mentors I've had when it's come to email marketing. I don't listen to anybody else because I call bullshit, right? But I have always listened to you because I've seen what you've done over the last 10 years. Like, it blows me away. When I see somebody make $400,000 in a month with email, it captures my attention, right? I've seen you do that. But something that has always set me up for failure is I try to do things too perfect. Like, again, honestly, the last time that we emailed heavily, it's not because I don't love you guys. I do love my subscribers. I also have the fear that if I email them too much, they're going to unsubscribe, and I also want to set things up perfect. Like, we just went and dropped all this money in a beautiful video studio, and we're laying out all these bubbles of everything that we're going to cover, the videos we're going to send to our list, the content, and I'm going, geez, we spent a month trying to figure this out. Sometimes you just need to get in there and do it, even if it's not perfect, because you're leaving money on the table.
Yep, that's correct. You know, there's that mindset, the fear set. Hey, okay, perfection. Let's address that first, okay? Everybody has that inner fear of perfection. Perfection is not just because a person has that personality, but it's also an inner fear. It's an inner fear that if you don't do it perfectly, you won't see the results that you expect, right?
Yeah.
But the reality of things I'm the other way. I'm all about let's throw stuff at the wall. I don't care if it's perfect or not. If it fails, then let's fix it, right? That's the mentality you should have as someone who's going into basically creating their own home business or online business, because you are supposed to be an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs fail a lot. But the cool thing about it is that, you know, if you can keep trying, you'll learn pretty quickly, and it's really not as hard as you think it is. So we talk about that, and then the next thing you're talking about is the relationship side of things, right? We always talk about relationships when it comes to email marketing. Again, there's more noise and clutter in this world than ever right now, and it's so important in this digital space that you need to make sure that you can stand out. And how do you stand out? Standing out really comes with creating that relationship and bond. When you email your people, Chad, one of the cool things about it is they see Chad and they go, oh, Chad, I want to really hear from him, right? They open that email and they take a look at what you have to say. Now, the reason why they do that is because you've built a relationship with him. You're not just some guy who sends the same thing, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, and buy this. And if you like that kind of marketing, then there's people who have those kind of lists that you're going to be able to jump onto that are going to just hammer you with offer after offer.
Right.
But the reality of things is that if you have a relationship and you're providing valuable content and you're providing a mixture of content and promotions, you can do it where you're not pissing anybody off. That's really what it comes down to. And look, if you still piss them off and they just want the content, chances are they weren't good for your business anyways, and if they unsubscribe, let them go. Don't be afraid to let people go because they'll come back too when they realize they go somewhere else and the grass isn't greener. So that's where I always talk about that stuff. And, you know, this is what we talked about yesterday about the cookie method. That's one of my biggest things that I always talk about, the cookie system, okay? So I always use the cookie system because it's the easiest way to relate how relationship marketing really works, okay? So let's say I have two hands out right now, and you guys can see it. I have two hands out, and this is my cookie hand, and this is my taking hand. So I'm going to take these cookies, right? So the idea behind it is basically this. If you're on my list, and I'm emailing you, right? And I send you good content, something that's powerful, something motivational, something that gives you something to think about, something that you can take action with today, and I give it to you, I consider that giving you a cookie, right? I've given you a cookie to eat. And this makes you excited because cookies are good and everyone likes cookies, right? So, well, not everybody, I take that back. But
I like cookies.
Anyways, when it comes down to it, the idea is basically this, is that as you give this person cookies, there's a stack of cookies. Now, if I'm the one that takes them, right? The one that takes it is the one I promote to you, send you an affiliate offer, send you something, my own product, whatever it may be. Each time that I promote, I'm taking one cookie off the top, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you can hold a balance of cookies and taking at the same time, you create a maximum value relationship because your people are really, really excited that they get to hear from you because there may be content, there may be a cookie today, or you may be taking a cookie today, but they're willing to risk that because they realize that you always provide something of value. You're always promoting a product that's always has good value, and that it's going to be something that they want to hear from. So that's how we always talk about cutting through the noise and providing that valuable relationship that you really need to provide in this world today, especially the way it is. And email marketing 2015 has just changed dramatically. We talked about email marketing in 2002, 2001, and earlier. I mean, before in the day, you could send anything you wanted in email, and it didn't matter. Everyone clicked on it like mad because there wasn't that much noise going on back then.
Right.
But nowadays, there's so much noise. I mean, I wake up on an average morning, and I've got 150 to 250 emails. Do you think I actually go through all 150, 250 emails?
I've got about 500.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You got 500. So I don't go through all that. All I simply do is I just sit there and I scroll through and look for the ones that I want to hear from, or the subject lines are really good. So when I want to hear from them, those are the ones I'm going to click on, number one. Those are the fastest ones I click on. And number two is when I see a subject line that works well. Well, guess what? In relationship marketing, you got to do both, one and two. You got a name that they want to hear from, and two, they've got a subject line that they want to hear from. Now, that sounds all scary and crazy at this point probably, but that's the cool thing. It's really not as scary as it sounds. It's actually much easier, and it just kind of falls in naturally to your own voice and who you are, and that's what I always talk about as well.
So let me just ask you some real quick questions. Okay?
Yeah.
And because I know there's some people that are just like, they're tuned in, they're like, ooh, I like how this sounds, but I'm not quite understanding everything. How much of investment do you need to make to start making profit with email marketing?
Well, that's a $1 million question because it can go a lot of different ways when it comes down to it. Let's see, you need to get your autoresponder, your one-page website up, and you need to get traffic, right? So those are the three things you need to get up. These parts I've got you covered on, but the last thing is traffic. You do need to buy traffic, and it's one of those cases where you don't have to just buy traffic. You can buy traffic or you can get free traffic, but let's face it, paid traffic, as you know, Chad, is probably the fastest way to get your ROI and actually see results.
Yes.
So we teach you the best places, for example, to get that traffic. And when you can get good traffic, you'll make your ROI back pretty quickly. I mean, it is a business. That's one thing I always talk about that I want everyone to be clear about when it comes down to email marketing. It ain't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-rich-in-the-long-term scheme. I always talk about that. It's a get-rich-in-the-long-term scheme, meaning you can make more money over a long-term period, but it doesn't happen overnight. It's not a push of a button. There's no magic button here. But what I will teach you is that if you follow the steps, there will be results. That's what I always talk about.
Okay, so let's talk about the potential. Like you talked about, big marketers making millions every year. Like somebody who has, first of all, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to do what we're doing here. You don't have to shoot videos. You don't have to take pictures of yourself. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You don't have to create and launch your own products. You don't have to be a guru, okay? So somebody with no experience, Jimmy, that maybe they're brand new to internet marketing, they got no experience whatsoever. What is the potential for that person? What can they do with this?
Well, one of the things that we were talking about yesterday was we're talking about the Build My List students. So back in May of 2015, I released my course, okay? I know everybody already knows there's something coming, but so there's a course I released, okay? It's called Build My List, and it's like the simple 5-step system that I have that can help anybody build an email list, right? So what was really cool about that is it took everybody, nobodies, people who had no names, people who had no idea what was going on. They came into my system and followed the steps. Lo and behold, here 5 months ago, 6 months later, we're actually starting to see results, right? We're starting to see people. I've got people who are generating anywhere from maybe $100 to $10,000 a month or more, and that's the really cool thing. I mean, we're going to talk to you, and I can show you this in just a second, but all right, so it's no secret that there's these launches that happen, these product releases, and when these happen, a lot of times they get all these different people, affiliates that come and promote them, right? So we were talking about this, and one of the coolest things that I was really impressed by was recently one of my own students, this guy his name is Terry, and doesn't know English. He actually doesn't speak English. Chad actually tried. And secondly, he doesn't actually do this in an English market. He does it in his Chinese market. He followed my steps, took my steps, and reapplied it to his market. And he's been able to do some incredible things. Not only has he built a list of over 12,000 people, but he's actually been able to show up on these leaderboards, right? These affiliate leaderboards of product releases and beat out some of the biggest top names out there. And what made me so proud about that is not because he's beating everybody, but what made me proud is that it shows you that it applies to any language. This technique will apply to any language, any marketplace. It doesn't matter what niche that he has or whatnot. I mean, I have a guy named Simon I always talk about. He's one of my good friends. He's a close friend. He lives in Las Vegas, and he's a host in Las Vegas. He goes to the clubs, he hosts people, and does all that stuff. But he came to me one day and was like, Jimmy, I'm really tired of what I do. I'm really tired of going out and having to be forced to cater and woo all these clients and do all that stuff. And he says, what do you do? Can you teach me what you do? So he sat down for 1 hour and basically taught him everything that I teach and said, look, if you follow these steps, you'll see success. And I remember it was 2-3 days. I think I left Vegas that Thursday, and then Sunday I get a text message from him. And he sends me a screenshot. It's for $17. And he goes, I can't believe it really worked. He goes, I just took your techniques, I drove the traffic just like I showed you, where you showed me to do it and how you do it, and I did it, and I made my first $17, and then later on that day, he sent me another text, and he had made $140, and I was like, wow, like, this is awesome, like, this is great, I'm so happy for you, and he's gone off to do it. He's now generating anywhere about $25,000 to $3,000 a month with his email list that he's made. It's in personal development, so he promotes a lot of personal development, sends a feel good, and he listens to me. I said send relationship content and relationship and build that relationship so that you can have a long-term business. He started that in April, May, June, March of this year. I was just trying to think back. It was March of this past year that he started to work on this exact technique, and now it's November, and he's been doing for month in, month out, and he's got a real business where he's starting to relax on his hosting thing because this is taking over, and eventually I hope that he can actually back off of his hosting thing completely and he can just become an internet marketer. And now this benefits me in 2 ways, right? I'm not going to say that it's not beneficial to me too as well, because when I do release a brand new product or I release a new software into the marketplace, he is now one of my affiliates because I taught him how to do it. It's one of the coolest things because right now for me with Build My List, for example, as I release it out into the public, I've got my students who are my students who've learned from me and built their email list are now going to promote my product and make me more money, right? We'll make more money for everybody. That's the coolest part about it. And what's that? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you say make more money for me, Jimmy, but I mean, off the record, I mean, obviously it's not off the record. I mean, you guys are watching this here. I'm going to tell you right now that I took Jimmy aside and said, please, I mean, I do okay with my list, but please coach me, show me what you do. Like when I heard him call this relationship building versus email marketing, it made so much more sense to me, or relationship marketing. And I approached Jimmy. I said, how much? 10K, 20K? What's it going to cost? I need you to coach me and show me, you know, how to do this properly. Like, I'm tired of half-assing it. Show me what to do. Show me how to put up schedules. Show me the cookies that I need to be given to my list. You know, tell me, do I need to shoot videos? Do I need to give them articles? What do I need to do? And so I know Jimmy gets approached by people like this all the time, you know, just opening up their wallet saying, help me. So when you say that I'm able to make more money, you have bigger opportunities than this to make money. And I know you do, right? Because you and I are in the same masterminds, and I see the things that people say to you, so I get it. So it's not just about the money here for you, right?
No, absolutely not. You know, one of the things that we always talk about is that, you know, the money's here and the money's great and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's really about making a change in the world. And one of the things that I always talk about is I want to leave a legacy in the world. And if I know that I can change one person's life to the better, then I know that there's a difference that I made that I know that I can make in the future. That, you know, it's good feelings, of course, as well. You know, I can help people who make money make more money. That's also something that I can do. But reality is I'm really good at taking people who can't make anything and have them start making money, or more people who make very little money and make even more money. And that's where I pride myself. The goal for me is to really change people's lives. Back 6, 7, 8 years ago when I first started doing this whole thing online, I didn't know what was going on. I struggled. I had a job. I had the normal stuff. And one of the things that I really loved is that I was given a helping hand from a friend of mine to help me learn how to do this. I'm giving back at this point. This is my way of doing it. This year in 2015, I've actually been helping students. This year alone, I had 500 students. My goal was 100, by the way. And I made 500 students see their first dollar online, make their first commission or make their first profit online. I have people who have made over $10, $15, $20,000 using my system this year, right? And I'm back now, and I want to have a goal before the end of the year. It's November now, and I'm hoping by the end of the year I can clear 1,000 students, if not more.
Yeah,
that's my goal now, because now I've gotten aggressive.
So when you launched Build My List the first time, I obviously invested in the product. I became a part of the Facebook group, which I absolutely love. But when I started seeing students posting screenshots, you know, first I saw $136, you know, $149. I'm like, okay, that's good. They're making progress. They're taking action. But dude, when I started seeing $1,200, $1,600, $2,000, $3,000, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, what exactly is he doing in there, right? And so that's awesome that you're able to take somebody who has no experience, doesn't have a lot of money to invest in this business, right? And just give them the clear path to succeed, because I do believe that this whole thing has been made to be more complicated than it is. Like, marketers have to make this to be complicated so that they're able to sell you their sophisticated software and all their tools and everything else. But it really isn't. You just have to have those core components. You have to have that foundation in place.
That's correct. I mean, you've got it exactly how you're nailing it exactly how I would say it exactly how I would think, right? So, you know, one of the things that I always think about is just this, right? People try to overcomplicate everything in their lives. You know, we talk about this all the time. Keeping it simple is always the most important. And what I've done with Build My List is I've kept it simple. And this helps people actually have real results. The Facebook community that he's talking about, let's load that up real quick. I just want to show you guys this. So I'm going to switch to this screen right now. Let's see if I can find it here. And I'm going to hit show. Let me know when you see it. All right, cool. All right, so what you guys are seeing here is my Build My List Elite members. These are real members. There's 1,507 members in here, real members that are in here that are using it. Now, you're going to see people that are interacting, and I'm interacting, so you can see my name right here. I am personally interacting here with people. Now, let's just scroll down, and people are just talking about different things. Here's Peter, for example. Peter's been a member since day one, And he's talking about a new Facebook strategy that they talked about together in here. If we actually scroll down here, you'll actually see him talking about it. And he went and implemented it. Now, this guy has started to make money right off the day one because he went ahead and followed my strategy, and he's been able to do it. Now he's got the freedom and the confidence to go out and do something with it, right? He broke that barrier, that mindset. I think Peter was one that came to me and was like, oh my God, like it's been like 6 years and I've been working on this, trying to make something happen. And I followed your steps in it, and I see it. Now he's starting to do it everywhere, making real money. So here you see him make $134. Let's scroll down here. Here's Peter. Here it is right now. He's talking about Facebook strategies right here. And there's like a bunch of posts here. They're just going through and talking about it. They're masterminding in here. They're networking and masterminding. So if you scroll down here, here's one of my guys. This is Terry. He doesn't speak English. He's Chinese. That's the guy I talked about earlier. I mean, you can see his conversion rate is insane. He made 18 sales on 21 visitors.
Yeah,
why? Because he has a relationship with these people.
That's insane. So
what's that?
And that is insane. So when I first saw that, I actually reached out to this guy, Jimmy. I don't know if you know that. I reached out to him and said, hey, I want to interview you. And I had a conversation with him. He could not speak English to me in text, right? Like he struggled with it, and he was not wanting to do an interview with me or anything, right? He's like, oh, no, I can't do that. But it just occurred to me, and like, this guy lives in another country. He doesn't speak English, right? But yet he has somehow built a relationship with this list, and he's absolutely crushing it with these offers.
Yep, that's true. This guy, Terry, he's, as you can see right here on my screen, he's 100% Chinese, and he speaks to his list and speaks to everybody in Chinese. He's doing like seminars and stuff now, apparently. He's already started to do it, but he's learning really fast, and he's gotten, you know, there's this Porsche that he bought recently and all that stuff. But yeah, what's cool about it is you don't have to be a somebody in order to actually do something. Here, let me show you this. This is cool. This is something that I posted just recently because I'm so proud of this. So inside the Build My List program, one of the things that I teach him is, look, I sold you Build My List. You must really love Build My List, and it must be something that you understand and appreciate. Guess what? When you appreciate and have the confidence behind that, you're going to be more willing to go out and promote that to your people, right? To people that you build a list to. I said, okay, so here's Build My List. Go ahead and promote it as your own. Sell it, and I'm going to give you 100% commissions as one of the perks in Build My List, right? And they said, okay, and they did it. Well, what you're seeing on the screen here is $85,570 in sales for just Build My List students to those Build My List products. You know, that's insane.
What's crazy about this is we have partners in this marketplace that go and they go do a big launch, new software or something. Some of them don't even hit that number.
Yep. People don't even do this in a launch, and this has done just by my students, and it's about 500 of them. And if you do the math here, it's about $1,700 on average that a student made. Now, granted, the product's just $49. So if you made an average of $1,700 on just this product, I mean, think about that. The math is crazy when it comes down to it. And that's what I really appreciated about it is when I saw this, it was just like mind-blowing. Like, wow, that means, you know, it's 881 students, new students driven by these students to come in and buy this course, which is one powerful message. It really says it's a powerful message, you know?
It's awesome when we see results. We see amazing products launched all the time, but it's awesome when you actually see results.
Yep, absolutely. Here's another screenshot. I mean, we're seeing another one here, $1,100 he made. I mean, if you scroll down here, there's all sorts of people throwing out screenshots. This guy Terry, this is the one where he won. And there's some names you probably recognize on this name of marketers that you're probably on their email list. This guy Terry, he's just a student of mine, and he won first place in this contest on a product release, and he made $5,000 bonus on top of everything else. And you're seeing names here. I guarantee you know these names. There's a lot more people on this name list than anything else, but these are names that you probably know, that you've probably seen. So, I mean, I'm not going to go through here too much because this is a private membership area, but, you know, there's just screenshot after screenshot information. Here, look at this thing. Look how much he made. Over $3,000. He says on October 18th, he said, my first $3,000 payday on JVSU. How insane is that, Chad?
And 166 clicks. That's all it took. 100
visitors made $3,000, Chad. That's $300 a visitor that he was making, or $30 a visitor he was making. Insane, right?
Okay, Jimmy, but look, 166 clicks. How big of a list do you have to get 166 clicks? How big?
Not big at all. Not big at all. I mean, a couple thousand will get you that all day long, if not less. It just depends how active it is. I know that his list is not that big. He's just growing it faster and faster.
And how is he getting those people to buy?
He's just telling you he's built a relationship and he's been able to keep the transparency up and talk to him about it and tell him why it's a great product. He's doing the whole cookie system. He told me he's doing the cookie system. He gives him a lot of content, gets him really excited and happy, and says, hey, look, this is a product that will help you make more money because it's something that you need in your business. And he does that, and guess what? They actually listen to him and they go and buy that product and they use that product and they're really happy about that product so they can continue buying from him. This is October 14th. We're on November 8th, and you just saw a screenshot from just 2-3 days ago. He's kept this up. Things like this, and he's being good about it because he's still giving them cookies and being smart with it at the same time while going off and going crazy and teaching him stuff as well. So it's a good thing, you know. There's two ways to look at this. This is a very interesting way that you can see that it works in any language, and that's what I'm always excited about, is that he's proven that it works in any language, and it does also work in the U.S. market, of course. But I've got people from Italy, I've got people from France, I've got people from all over the world, on top of just the United States. So the first thing people always say is, can this work in any language? And the answer is yes. I mean, absolutely. It can work in any language, any niche.
But see, the thing is, he will keep going. He's like a freight train now because he has hit that goal. And his goal probably wasn't 3,000. His goal was probably the same goal I had, the same goal you had, which was to make the first dollar online. And I'm telling you, it is like a magic moment when you make that first dollar. It's like a ton of bricks are lifted off your shoulder and you just figure this thing out and opportunities start happening. And you're able to start duplicating whatever it is you did to make that dollar. And now you're making $3 and then $6 and then $17 and then $34 and then $197 and then $497 and then $997. And even though he's making this much money, the real money comes, and you don't have to do this just in online marketing, but the real money comes when you really build that relationship and you start taking home that prize money, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely it. It's amazing what you feel like when you first start making your money. I remember back when I first made my check, and it's like the stupid fun moment in your life where you're like, wow, it really worked. Like that's the only thing you can really think about. Every time I see it on people's faces, it's always like the same thing. They're always like, wow, it really worked. It's like shocking almost. But the moment it happens, it clicks that this is real, and all of a sudden I don't know what happens. You're right. It's like a fire lights under a person, and they just start going like a freight train. They just start knowing what to do and moving and pushing. That's what that community that I had up on the screen, that's what they do. This is what they do. They fuel each other with it. And, you know, one of the cool things about this community, I always talk about this too, that I make people understand when they come on here, you'll see it now, but when you come on here, I have these rules right here, these rules. And basically it says no negativity, no whining, no crying, no spamming, no sending links, demanding. I put it all out there right in person right there. And I say right there, if you do any of this, I'm going to ban you and you're never going to be allowed back in. Why do I do this? Because I want them to know that this is a complaint-free zone, basically it's a complaint spam-free zone. This is 5 months ago we built this membership area as far as part of the program, and 5 months ago you got 1,500 people. You can see how active this is, as Chad has mentioned before. If you look at how active this group is, it's insane, and there's no fluff or spam in here. People are actually very into this, talking about real things, and that's what I'm always proud of, because they've built a real relationship. I've built a real relationship. When I email these people, they're like rabid buyers of anything that I do, and I don't promote them very often because I have to find products that I really believe in order for me to promote to them.
All right, so check this out. We're down to about 10 minutes. We still have 2 more giveaways to do. I still have a couple more questions for you, but I think they're looking at this going, okay, tell me how to become a part of this group. What exactly is this Build My List? How much is it going to cost? Can we tell them what all you're doing here, when it's launching, and all this good stuff?
Sure, let's get right into it. Let me flip it to this is a one-page website, by the way, that you guys are seeing. Let me flip it here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so first things, let's talk about the first things. If you're listening to this and you're still kind of like confused, hesitant, whatever, below this video there's a link that he's got, right? That link's going to take you to this page. This page is going to give you access to my book, okay? It's a book that I wrote. It's about 20 pages. It's a really easy read. I'm a very good writer when it comes to speaking in a way where you guys are really into what I'm saying, like meaning like I try to relate to everybody in the audience and not try to be this higher level thinker or whatever people like to do. There's a book, and inside the book I teach you the 3 systems exactly to the T, and I invite you to a training. I have a training on Tuesday night, November 10th, and basically Tuesday night, November 10th at 9 p.m., I've got a live training where I'm going to do everything. Now, let's talk about Build My List, what it is, okay? Let's see, what's the best way to show this?
So this page here that you're seeing, this is the same kind of page that your students are using as well in the course. This is it right here.
Yep, that's it. This is exactly it. You'd be surprised. It's nothing crazy. It's just a one-page website. This is what you call a lead capture or a squeeze page or an opt-in page. You can be called all sorts of things. And there's fancy ones out there and so forth, but let's face it, I'm a marketer and Chad's a marketer. We all know that this fancy stuff doesn't really work. It's all about simplicity. I tell you on my page exactly what you're going to get to the T, and it's simple like that, and that's what people appreciate. Again, the world is filled with clutter and noise. Don't be thinking about all the clutterful, crazy pages out there. Just think about what's simple and easy and straightforward, just like what I have out here.
So just to recap, okay, we have traffic sources out there, which you cover traffic sources in the course you're about to hear. So we get eyeballs from all over the place, whether it be YouTube, solo ads, Facebook, whatever. They see this page. They enter their email. They're then put into an autoresponder where you are now able to mail the masses, right? And so you're able to mail them with your cookie, or you're able to mail them with some kind of offer that you're going to get paid.
Yep, that's it. That's exactly correct. So, you know, the course is like this. I'm going to break down the course right now, okay? The front-end course is $49, all right? This course is not just a course. It's also a software package as well, okay? There's 5 steps in the course. Basically, I'm going to break down those courses. Actually, you know what? You know what I'll do? I'll even take it one step further. I'm going to show you the inner workings of the course because it's much more fun this way. And I'm not showing you the inner workings in the way that generally people would show you. I'm going to show you a completely different screen.
Oh,
all right,
cool.
You see this?
Yeah.
This is the inner workings of how I've done it. Now, Build My List 2.0 has been a growth of explosion of different things that we're working on. So this is an inner working of the thing. This is how this course has worked, basically. I basically go through it and put together coursework on my Excel sheet and then go from there. So let's just talk about it. I'm going to give you the transparent thing. And we haven't even spoken about MemberHub yet, Chad, so let's not forget that. But let's talk about that and how I'm using it in this course. So the reason why I can't show you is because we're finalizing some things and we don't want to show it off until it's 100% ready, right?
Yeah.
So let me just show you what the course is all about. So basically we have 5 sections. List building. We're going to talk about SendLane, which is the autoresponder company that I'm an owner of. Offers, Business Wizard, and Traffic. Okay, those are the 5. Okay, Business Wizard is your one-page website. Your offers is your max commissions. SendLane is your profit machine, and list building is your list secrets, basically. Okay.
Right.
This is basically a 10-video series. It's 3 to 5 minutes long, really dumbed down, simple, designed to basically just get you caught up on list building and understanding it to the T. Everything that you need to know. Once you know this, you're a list build master. That's what I say. Okay. I teach you the automation tools. SendLane is an autoresponder company, kind of like GetResponse, Aweber, and all that stuff. The only difference is that it's owned by digital marketers, myself and a couple other digital marketers. And the cool thing about it is that as digital marketers, we understand digital marketing and understand affiliate marketing. So it's really important that when somebody understands this kind of stuff, they really understand that in your business to help you grow your business, okay? Inside there on section 3, we talk about offers, the best offers. I've actually got an approval list, including Chad in here. If you want to promote an offer, finding the best offers can be really hard. One of the hardest parts is finding offers and getting approved for them. I've put together an approved vendor list, and on top of that, being able to promote, build my list, and so forth. The next thing is the Business Wizard. That's where you build your one-page website. But instead of worrying about technology, I give you the technology that you need. All you need to do is click and point, put in some words. And I do something I call done with you and not done for you, okay? I say it's done with you because in a typical done for you, you're copying and pasting, you don't learn anything. In a done with you program, I basically tell you what you need to do, but I won't do it for you because you need to learn how to do it yourself so that you can return and replicate that procedure. Instead, when someone says I'm going to do it for you, all you think is, oh, I'm going to turn off my brain and just copy it over. And that doesn't really work because we're not trying to help you build something you just copy and paste. I'm trying to help you with something that you can actually do. And the last step is traffic. I mean, you're going to see it right here. There's 9 different traffic sources. You're not going to be able to understand it from this, but we know what we're talking about when we talk about it in our course, right? This traffic section is blown up because we know that we have to get you into the traffic side, free traffic and paid traffic. Obviously, we really highly recommend paid traffic, but free traffic works as well too. And you've got some softwares that get you free traffic as well, then that's even better for you as well, so you can drive them, okay? Then we got bonus training and so forth. This whole course here that you're seeing is $49. That's the base level course. That's the $49 base level course. And we've got 2 OTOs, and I'm going to show them to you again. Let's talk about it right now.
Well, before you go to the OTO, also they're going to get the autoresponder.
Yes, that's right here in SendLane. That was the autoresponder. Oh, I'm sorry. They get 90 days of the autoresponder for free. Okay, that's a true value. Okay, that's a true. I think we did the math. It was a true $179 value. I think is what you're really getting. That's what people would pay. That's actually what people really pay. I've got over 15,000 people in that autoresponder company right now. Those people pay the exact fee. You're going to get it for you for free today because I am trying to eliminate any barriers or threshold when it comes down to it. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible when it comes down to it. So that's my first elimination of threshold. Anything I can control, I'm getting rid of the one-page website builder and the autoresponder threshold off of your plate right now. So if those 2 things are off of your plate, their complaints go to 0 because you know that the only thing you need to do is drive traffic and you can make money. So that's what the base front-end course is right there.
So $49. Somebody needs to invest $49. They're going to have all this training, and they're going to have the autoresponder. So essentially, they're going to be able to get started right at the get-go, and they're going to have access to your group.
Yep, that's it. You'll have access to my group. They can get started. They'll have access to our support, of course, our team of support, and all sorts of things as well. So it's not like it's just one thing. There's plenty of stuff that they're going to have access to.
Okay.
All right, so you want to talk about the upsells, or do you want to give away a package right now?
Your call, bud.
Let's talk about the upsells. Let's get into that real quick, and let's talk about that. I'm just getting this ready on my screen here. Basically, let's just make sure. All right, so basically, upsell 1 is this, okay? OTL 1 is this. I've recognized that there's more that needs to be done when it comes down to it. I give you everything you need to get started, and if you follow the basic course, you will do it. Now, these upgrades are optional. I don't want anyone to get hurt about them. I just want you to understand these are upgrades that I believe are firmly things, but they have true costs behind them because they actually cost me a lot of money to build and a lot of my time, okay? So OTO 1 is what we call BML Pro. It's Build My List Pro, and it's a package that offers a couple big things. Number 1, it's going to have this advanced training that we take it to the next level. People who are ready and serious about going to the next level, I teach that next level. I'm talking about the 14-day money system, how to send campaigns, your own growth, your business growth, your own voice, giving away products, etc. There's so much more to it. I have actually more videos than you actually see on the screen right now, okay? On top of that, the biggest things that BML Pro members get is they get 100% commissions, okay? That's the cool thing, all right? You get advanced training, you get the giveaway, you get these 10-book giveaway, basically books in the internet marketing niche that you can give away as your own, on top of my book that you can give away, and you get the headline creation software. Let me show you the headline creation software.
That's awesome.
This is always This is always one of the most powerful things in my opinion.
Yeah, and I was just trying to create a headline tonight for one of our realtor clients. Not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, not at all. It's headlines are one of the harder things to do in life when it comes down to it. Let me just find it real quick.
But it's a critical part of the whole process here. Like, you got to make sure your headline's right on the page, and then even after you get the lead, you got to make sure your headlines are right in the subject lines.
Yep. All right. So this was my BML headliner. Basically, you type in a headline search, and it's going to spit out stuff. There's 7,281 headlines in here, and all sorts of things. So let's just type Facebook in, for example. All right. Facebook spits out 508 subject lines. And the idea behind this is not because I want you to copy and paste these things, though you can. It's not a big deal. But the real idea is if you go through here, you can kind of get an idea of something that might perk your interest or perk your mindset, right? Basically say, okay, I love this subject line, but I'm not talking about submission tools, but I'm talking about maybe traffic tools, right? So maybe traffic tool update for Facebook. You just change it a little bit and then make it our own, right? That's one of the things that I really loved about it. So this software is included with the upsell of Build My List Pro, okay? That's what's inside of it. The price of it is $98. It's a one-time cost, and you get all access to this. We actually have a light package available as well. You lose a couple of those packages, including that headline software, and it's only $48 if you decide. And that'll be explained on the page as well, okay? And then the last upsell, on upsell number 2. This one is what I call my inner circle page. It's actually one of the more coveted upsells or the upgrades that I have. It's the one that people love me for because it is the one where you are going to be able to go through a comprehensive boot camp with me personally in a group setting online, like this webinar, this video. Basically, it'll be recorded and all that stuff, or you can do it live with me. And we go through for 10 weeks. We go through those 5 steps in 10 weeks. So basically, we just segment out those 5 steps, and we go through like one step we'll go through for 2-3 weeks, and some steps will go for 1 week. Some steps we'll go through, and basically we teach you everything we need to talk to. We bring on special guest experts that we feel that we need to have on here to just continue to push and give you all those things that you need, right?
Wow.
Secondly, business review by me, okay? I will, as an elite member, because I believe that you've invested in yourself, I will give you business review personally by me. That's one of my most proud moments there. I will review your business for you for free as part of this elite membership. The third thing is you get access to my urgent timer software. I've got a software that allows you to put countdowns on anything, email, Facebook, your blog, anywhere you want to put, and they all work congruently. It's cloud-based. There's nothing to install. You just click, 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 install it, and put it wherever you want. I give you access to that. And the last thing that I really, really give access to, because I know that it's so important, is VIP support. And I don't mean VIP support in the way that most people see VIP support. I mean VIP support because it's different. I have a special contact link, a special way. My company, we strive to have response time in 3 hours or less, okay? That's my goal in my company. 3 hours or less, as much as we can, Monday through Sunday. It doesn't matter what day it is. That's what I want to do. All my people are U.S.-based. They're here in San Diego, and I want you guys to know that I pay them a lot of money to be there all the time because I know how important support is, because without a good support center, you know that that's like the backbone of your company, right? That's who represents who you are. So if you don't have a good support center, you don't actually have great response times, and you don't have good, happy customers. So support is important. I take it next level of VIP. VIP means basically you get fast-tracked. Your tickets are bumped right to the top, and you are asked the questions right up front. So this package in a total is $97. You see it there. There's no exit option or anything like that with that one. There's last year's program, but this is where the majority of my winners came out of, and that's where it comes down to. So, Chad, I hope that gives you them a full, big breakdown of how this all works down, but I wanted to show them exactly how it works because I know how important it is to their success.
Yeah, so, and I want to put this out here too, because there's a lot of buzz around MemberHub. We're over 6 months on development with MemberHub. So here's the deal. Okay, you're going to have the opportunity to pick up MemberHub with this offer here. So MemberHub is too valuable. All right, we've got over 6 months already. When we launch this, we'll probably be close to a year in development. So we're not just giving away MemberHub with the front end when you purchase Build My List for $49. But if you purchase either one of those pro versions, then you're also going to receive MemberHub the minute we make access available. So there's stages before we go and do a launch. So you will be part of the first stage, which is a good place to be because that means you're able to tell us exactly what you need. If you have a certain template that you want to use for a membership site, that's a great place to be. You'll be part of a group. You'll say, hey, Chad, can you go ahead and add this inside of MemberHub and everything else? Well, you're going to be one of those individuals. So you can also pick up MemberHub when you purchase Build My List and Build My List Pro. So, wow. Good interview, man.
Hold on 1 second, Chad. I just filled a cup. Hold on.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, we're back. Jimmy kind of spilled a cup of coffee there or something. So, hey, we still have 2 more copies of Build My List, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me pull that up on my screen right now. And while you guys are waiting, I highly suggest you sit there and you go and grab your book right now.
Oh, yeah, the book. The dang book. Don't forget the book. Below this interview, guys, there's going to be a button there. Click that button and download that book, right?
Here's the book right now. You guys see it on my right as my screen right now? That's the book.
Yeah,
the book is really easy to run, and it read, and it kind of gives you an explanation of exactly how it works. I mean, look at these little diagrams I got made and everything. Really just clears up the understanding of how this thing all works, okay?
We don't see your book. We don't see your screen yet.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, we see it now, Jimmy. Yeah, there's the book.
There's the book. As you can see, it's a really easy read. It's not like it's big font. I mean, I just made it look like it's a big book, but it's really just 20 pages, and it's got like diagrams. Let me show you some diagrams. Basically, it really just teaches you what I've been talking to you guys about here, and this is really eye-opening because when you understand this, then everything else just goes, that's all it really is. It's really not as complicated as it seems. That's what I always say. People read and go, oh, that's it? That's what it is. That's it. That's the question, right? So,
Awesome.
anyways, let me get out of that. That free book is down below right now that you can grab right now. It's available till Wednesday at 9 a.m. when we do open our cart for the product. So
they don't have to buy anything to get that book. That book is free right now.
100% free. Nothing to buy. Nothing to do. Just type in your email and grab the copy right now. And then if you decide that this is this is what we call basically a book that really explains what the product is. So if you don't like this, then the product's probably not for you. But if you read it and understand it and think, oh, wow, this could be for me, then the product probably is for you. So that's the way I look at it. All right, I'm going to switch to the entrepreneur page now. Here, hold on one second. Okay. All right, here we are. The screen is up. And let's go ahead and get some winners. Rosalie already won a copy. So who's the next winner of the live giveaway? And the winner is...
Here's another copy of Build My List 2.0. Oh, no.
Oh, Matt Ford has the one self a copy of, what's that called again? Of Build My List 2.0. It's only funny because Matt is a friend of ours, so.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's give away another copy, Jimmy.
All right. Well, he wins a copy anyways, and let's go to the next copy. Ready? The next winner of the live giveaway Entrepreneur Live TV show winner is...
All right. Our third and final winner goes to...
Regina Parshin. Come on down.
Regina Parshin.
Yeah, Partain. I'm probably butchering that, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Rosalita Waite, Matt Grayford, and Regina Parshin, congratulations, and that's how we do the live giveaway. Okay, cool, Jimmy. Thank you so much. So very gracious of you. Congratulations to those three winners of Build My List 2.0. So let's just have a quick recap. The front end Build My List 2.0 launches on the 11th, and they're going to be able to pick that up for $49. That includes all the training that you showed, and they're going to get the 3-month autoresponder to SendLane, correct?
And the landing page builder.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the first OTO is called Build My List Pro, and that includes the headline generator. That's where you have the ability to make 100% commissions, and that's going to sell for
$98. It also includes advanced training and includes 20 extra done with you programs as well.
Okay, and then you have one more OTO, and that's the Build My List Inner Circle. That's the 10-week coaching program, right?
Yep, the boot camp.
And I'm going to tell you guys, because you don't see me do this show every single day, and the reason why is because I don't want to promote everything to you every single day. You guys know I'm very selective with the things that I choose to tell you about. But when I saw all the students that were doing as well as they were, I know that this can make a difference in your online business. So very rarely do I say this, but I want you to purchase the whole entire funnel. I want you to get Build My List. I want you to get that headline generator because I see how you're going to be able to use it with this strategy. And then I also want you to pick up that inner circle, and here's the reason why. You guys are going to pick up Build My List, and you might have questions. Now, yes, you're going to be a part of that Facebook group, but it is so very valuable when you're able to get on these live trainings with Jimmy, and you're able to say, hey, can you explain this part a little bit better? Can you give me some ideas for the cookies? Can you tell me what kind of headline I should use for this niche? And by the way, we didn't say this, but if you don't want to play with online marketing, internet marketing, whatever, this will work for any niche, any marketplace, okay? Pretty much when there's people looking for information online, that means this strategy will work. Absolutely, okay? So this all goes down on the 11th. Jimmy, anything you need to conclude with?
Nothing really, besides the fact that regardless of what you do decide to do today, if you decide to take my program or not, you know, when it comes to it, you guys have spent the last hour, hour and a half here, and you guys are invested in your business, right? And it's really important that you're doing everything you can to take action to make yourself better on this space. If you're not doing anything. You should get off this call or get off the internet and stop doing what you're doing here. You know, I always talk about this, and I talk to my students about that, and taking action is one of the most important things that you can do when it comes to it, regardless of it. There's a fear, there's a confidence level that happens when you are on here just listening and wasting time trying to make something happen out of thin air. Well, the fact is nothing happens out of thin air. I'm trying to give you something here today that can help you actually see success and results. Doesn't mean that I'm the person that needs to teach it to you. It may not be me, but at least find that one thing that you really want to get into and want to dig into and do it. And that's what I always talk about. Just do something about it and make sure that you're doing something to make sure that you're making tomorrow better than it was today. So that's all I got to say. I'm just saying it doesn't matter if you do this or not, but at least check out the free book. It's not going to hurt you. The free book is free, 100% free. You're not going to buy anything or anything. And you can read it. Read it, learn about it, see if it's for you. If it's not for you, then let's move on. But if it's for you, join me on that live trading on Tuesday night, or I'll see you Wednesday morning on the live sales page. But either way, we can talk about all sorts of different things that are really exciting. So that's all I've got, Chad. And thank you again, by the way, for letting me do this with your audience and your students.
Yeah, and I have two more things to add, Jimmy. I just want to say I have also been very successful with online marketing and email marketing, okay? And we didn't talk about this. We talked about it last night, but I actually promoted one of Jimmy's last launches, won a car in the process, $50,000 in sales. Like, it was insane. And Jimmy actually suggested this to me last night. He said, why don't you do a case study as a bonus for people that go and purchase Build My List? So I'm just putting this out here. You guys know how we work, and you know as a launch starts to conclude that we start adding more bonuses. Now, I don't want you to say, okay, I'm not going to purchase this right now because I know Chad's going to come out with some other bonuses. Because if you purchase this at any given point, I'm going to make sure you receive all the bonuses that we offer, okay? I don't play that game. You're going to get everything just like we've done in the past. And the other thing I just want to mention really quick is I want you to watch your email, and I want you to watch how we email you for the Build My List promotion. I want you to watch the other marketers, and I want you to watch the tactics they're using. I want you to save those emails, because when you purchase the OTO, you're going to have the rights to resell Build My List. So why don't you go ahead and model what is already working, right? You're going to see the marketers. They're going to teach you exactly how to go out there and promote Build My List, and you're going to have the rights to it, and you can go out there and you can do the same exact thing that we're doing. You agree?
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right, Chad. Remember, we were talking about this yesterday. We actually forgot to talk about this, but you know, when you promoted my program, Pixel Studio, last time, you sent like 6 or 7 emails and you made like 70 grand. That's
right.
Proof in the pudding right there alone that email marketing really works, right? I mean,
Right.
you were doing other stuff as well, but email marketing was the bulk of that. But I agree that you really should be looking into this as something that you can really do a real business. And as we wrap up 2015, one of the biggest things that I always think about is that anything you do right now from November till the end of the year is everything you're setting yourself up for your success in 2016, right?
Yeah.
This is the program. I firmly believe this is a real program. If you haven't turned that corner, you haven't made your dollar online, this is a program that will help you do that if you just follow the steps. Just listen. Eliminate the noise. Listen to what I have to say. Listen and follow the steps, and you will see success. That's really what it comes down to. So I highly recommend it if you really do. And Chad obviously wouldn't be spending hours, not just hours. We spent hours last night, and now we're spending hours today because we had to re-record it due to the voice quality, right?
Yeah.
So we had to re-record this twice. Plus, he's going to do all this editing to get it out to you today because he believes so firmly on the program. I mean, that's proof in its pudding by itself. If you trust in Chad, you should trust that he wouldn't do all this effort if he didn't believe in the program this much as well.
Yeah.
So I really want you guys, grab the book right now, read it, and if you're watching this on Wednesday or past that, then start and go to the video, watch the video. I explain exactly in my sales video, exactly how it's going. On my page tells you exactly what you're going to get. It really is to the T, and I've got tons of success stories. On my book, there's a couple success stories, written out success stories, and then on my sales page on Wednesday, you'll actually see live videos from my students that are submitted to me because they really wanted to. I sent one email and said, hey, if you really like my course, can you send me an email or a written testimonial? You should see I've got like hundreds of comments, and I've got like 40 videos, I think, total. Videos that people actually took their time to upload to me to tell me how much they appreciated me, from Italy, from France, from Nigeria, from all over the world, because they're just so excited to talk to me about it. And that's real success. That's proof, and that touches me exactly where I want to be touched in my heart, because I know that I made a difference in people's lives. And that's what I'm here to help you do today. So I hope you appreciated this interview. I know I appreciate the interview, because anytime I get to talk about email marketing, my passion of being able to help other people and my passion of email marketing, it's always exciting to me. So thank you, Chad, for having me here.
Yeah, and thanks for hanging in there. This was definitely a rough interview to do both times.
Yeah, I spilled stuff. I ruined stuff. It's all good, because in the end, we're helping people, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, but there was definitely some gold nuggets, and I have a feeling there's a lot of people motivated by this call. So like you said, please click the button down below. Go ahead and download your guide. Start going through that and take action. Get involved with the group. I know most of you are going to go ahead and take us up on this offer. Definitely do it. I'm a person, you don't see me hammer your inbox. Now, what I need to do is I need to fill those days in with the relationship building, the cookies. We're definitely working on that. But the reason why I don't hammer your inbox is because I do not believe in everything that everybody else is promoting to you. So when I do, it's because I wholeheartedly believe in what I'm seeing. So again, Jimmy, thank you so much for your patience and taking the time. Definitely appreciate it. And good luck with your launch.
Thank you.
And everybody else, thank you so much for your patience. We went a little long, but again, this here is life-changing information, something I stand behind 100%. So thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you on another session of Entrepreneur Life. Hi there, I'm Chad Nicely. I'm the host of the show that you just got done watching, Entrepreneur Live. If you notice, throughout the show, there was a news ticker that scrolled at the bottom that it really encouraged you to join our membership. I just wanted to take a minute and tell you exactly what's included in that membership. For starters, we are privileged to special offers, products, and promotions. We can offer these to you at a substantial discount. Not only that, a lot of these opportunities usually come with exclusive bonuses. Well, when you're a part of that membership, you are the first to be notified when these promotions hit the market. Not only that, we run special webinar trainings all the time. Matter of fact, we have the Entrepreneur Live Power Session. If you're a part of this membership, you will receive an exclusive invite to that. That's where I answer any questions you have about being a successful online entrepreneur. We do it once a week. So you definitely want to be a part of the membership for that reason. In addition to that, we run special webinar promotions. When a product hits the market and it's blazing hot, well, I'm going to take the time and do a webinar, even if it's 6 o'clock in the morning for me. I'm going to show you exactly how that product works and how it's going to benefit you in your business. So when you're a part of the Entrepreneur Live membership, well, guess what? That's included. But probably the best part of all, this is why everybody has joined this membership, is because we give away the house. Every single time we do a show, every single time we do a webinar presentation, well, guess what? We're always giving stuff away. And my guests are always giving stuff away. It can be the front-end product. It can be a coaching program. The list goes on and on. I've actually seen guests give away the whole entire funnel. And all you got to do is be a part of that membership. The good news is you don't even have to be live on the call. You don't even have to be watching the show. You can be sound asleep in your bed. We can be over here doing the show in the States, and you can wake up to an email that says, hey, congratulations, you just won this really awesome deal. And there's one more perk. When you're a part of the Entrepreneur Live membership, you're going to receive an exclusive invite where you can watch our interviews live. That means you can see all the bloopers, you can see all the mistakes, everything that happens live, and we do screw up before we go and polish the actual tape. All right? Great opportunity. Entrepreneur Live is where it's happening. You should see a button down below this video. The membership is currently free. There's no enrollment fee, so there's no reason why you would not go and join this membership. I want to thank you so much for watching the show today, and hopefully I'm going to be seeing you on another session of Entrepreneur Live. Thank you.